We almost go to this point here. We tell the team, our goal is to close out in the neighborhood of somewhere around 15 to 18 deals per month, consistently, boom, 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 over and over again. What does that mean? That means acquisitions needs to be somewhere in the neighborhood of 35 to 40 contracts a month dumping into the pipeline.
So you do marketing based on that?
And we do marketing based upon that, brother. Does that make sense? Guys, if you get this and you start applying this, your pipeline issue will start to dwindle away. Doesn't mean it doesn't mean you'll have won't have hiccups, but it will reduce it tremendously.
Won't hurt as bad.
Yeah, it won't hurt as bad.
Yeah.
Because, guys, and this is something, every time when I get on with Ashley on things, one of the biggest things I look at is I look at the pipeline. That's one of my biggest KPIs I look at. Where's the pipeline? And I constantly want to see that, because if I know the pipeline is stacked and we're up in this neighborhood on things, even if I'm at 50%, am I going to have a pretty good month? Okay? Guys, and when you're working with your sales team, if you let them know this and they understand that, then it, like Ashley said, it just takes so much pressure off of them, and they're not nearly as disappointed. It just becomes part of the business.
They just have to have that clarity.
It's huge. It really is.
Sure.
Anything else you want to add on that?
No, I think you summed it up nicely.
Any questions on that, guys?
Can you go over again one more time? How'd you get 35 to 40 contracts?
He's basing that on just an average of a 50% fallout. So we just double it.
50%
Yeah,
just
yeah.
a conservative number.
30%.
So Brian, if we're in a position where we want to close out, let's say 15, that means we need to have 30 in the pipeline, right?
You're increasing that.
We're based,
Just increase it just-
yeah. Now I'm just doing it based upon like a 50%, okay?
Yep.
Average that we see is somewhere, what are we dialed into now in our fallout?
On actual fallout or like a
Yeah,
delay?
well, delay, fallout,
We're
combo.
probably closer to 40 right now. I will say ours has gone up recently just with the amount of transactions that are going on. Our title companies are a little slower on the give back, which we've been trying to remedy. So it has been a little bit higher lately.
But if you think about that, guys, if you're doing projections on your income, you got to remember ours is totally different than other types of sales businesses, where you other things that you're selling, you sell these sunglasses, your point of sale is right now. Our point of sale is down the road. Okay? So that's why our pipeline has to be full at all times. Because if you don't have your pipeline full all the time, then what happens then, guys?
It takes another 30 days just to get it.
Yeah, it takes another 30 days. But then on top of that, what you do is then you start doing deals you shouldn't be doing.
Or you're forcing the seller on the phone, trying to force a contract.
Right. And then what happens too is your team, your acquisition team, goes from solution creating to sales. And that's a big mistake.
Well, it's a whole mindset thing. It's a panic mindset instead of just being in the normal routine of let's do our job.
Okay? It's got to be, guys, these are things that are huge shifts in your business. Huge.
And then like what Jerry's saying too about factoring in like the 50%, we found that if we are very precise on it, as soon as it starts to deviate a little bit, they panic. So by just giving more of a blanket statement of saying, okay, just figure that half of them are going to be delayed or they're going to roll into the next month, that was a lot easier than them trying to like go in a percentage. So it just kept things cleaner and easier and just keeps them focused on what they need to be doing. Anything else you want to add on that, Drew? Go ahead.
Jerry,
Matt.
So then are you bumping your mailers to roughly 32,000 a month?
Exactly. We're pumping. What we do is we go back to the beginning and we pump up the number based upon that, Matt. See, it all ties in, doesn't it, guys? Okay? We're generating more leads so we can have more contracts in the pipeline, because ultimately we're going to have more delays and more fallout because of that. How many people are doing things virtually? Okay, so well, yeah, okay. If you're doing virtually, you're going to see a higher percentage.
Yeah.
Okay, that's just the nature of the business. And that's okay. You just got to, it doesn't really matter. A lot of people say, well, that's why I don't do things virtually. Well, that's BS. That's BS because all you got to do is plan it in your numbers. So everybody, I think what I've learned, and like I said this earlier when I kind of drew the comparison between being in real estate or running a business, is what happens is when you start thinking that way, you're going back into just being in real estate versus running a business.